right, so I've been working on this little project for a while. This is a Huizache type. I actually created embryogenic Callus from seed. You can even see down there it's already forming. So what I'm about to do is I'm going to take this off and I'm going to take all of the actual little plantlets, right? So the Callus has reorganized and started forming meristematic cores, which have then turned into actual mini cactus, right? So as an example, you can see where those heavily dark pigmented spots are, and even on this left side where my pinky is pointing, you can actually see a very well formed. So I'm going to go ahead and pluck all of those little cluster spots off, or anything that looks like it's potentially turning into a cactus, and I'm going to go ahead and transfer it over to this new media, which should support its growth and continue the division, as well as making actual whole cactus. I actually have 2 boxes full. I'm going to pluck all of those off and then transfer one of the boxes to make more Callus as well. So hopefully a ton of plantlets and then another box of Callus. But for this video, you're just going to see me taking these little cores off and transferring them over to a new box, right? So I'm going to come in here with some tweezers. I'm going to look for the most developed cores. It's a little tedious because the Callus is so grabbing, but as you can see, perfect. There's a plantlet that has formed from Callus, right? So we're going to go ahead and take her and put it into the media. There we go. So I want the actual cactus head to be kind of outwardly exposed, and then in the media to have the plantlet. So sometimes I like to put the holes in if the media is a little hard. To be honest, it is. The agar percentage for this is a little bit higher. Right, so I've already put that in, so I'm just going to continue to go in here and kind of rip them from their callus base. And partially submerge, right? So I'm going to go ahead and keep doing that. Let me see if I can get a nice one. Sometimes they look nice, but they're a little funky, which is fine. I could definitely use that one. I'm just not going to. So this is more or less what they normally look like. So it's just a bunch of green callus cells like this, and then on the top is an actual meristematic core that's forming, that's also forming a plantlet, right? So it's obviously going to take me a while, because I'm going to want to get every single core that I can, because that is a potential plantlet. Go back in. Grab this big boy. And it's okay if I get callus inside of this new media. Most likely it will just begin to divide and make callus like this again. The hope is, though, that now that they're very differentiated, that the media is actually going to help them develop more than expand, right? So our first media that I had this on was more for expansion and making more callus and plantlets and things like that. This is more for differentiation, so more of a heavier focus on plantlet formation. But you can see there's definitely a lot, right? So just gonna keep going. And the idea is to fill this whole thing with these cores, and then let's say it doesn't differentiate, right? It doesn't turn into callus. Like, what would be the benefit of this? Well, we know that most of the callus was formed using meristematic cells, so there is a higher chance of getting these calluses to turn into cactus. So not a loss if it doesn't work, but I already know that it works, so I'm not too concerned. If there was enough media inside this box, these plantlets would most likely develop even farther, and there would be no need to transfer into media. But because I am doing a subculture, I've decided to tailor it a little bit closer to actual plantlet formation. And just so you can see it close. So I'm gonna go through this whole box. Thanks for watching. I have some Areocarpus callus that's like this, Strombocactus, Tabernacarpus. We had a Fralia, so lots of different plant species react to these recipes and work super well. Don't forget to check out my link on modernfarmla.com if you want to buy any tissue culture media or anything. Subscribe to my account, feel free to message me. And thanks for checking us out.